Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Today we're going to texture an alien cow. Okay. Alright. Let me know if the audio is working well and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and start up some music. Let me know if you can hear the music or not. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No music playing? Oh boy. There should be some, let's see, desktop audio. Why is desktop audio not working, eh? Unmute. Let me check properties. Okay, music should be coming through now. Let me know if it's working. So, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you a bit of my process for doing hand-painted textures on my 3D models. If you don't know already, I am making a video game. It's called Mariposa and the Galaxy Man, and it's about an butterfly alien girl who, in the prologue of the game, works on a space animal rescue farm. And that's why tonight we're going to be working on one of those space animals that she helps to make better and treat. All right. First off, big thank you to Chris Gove, who donated $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Actually, on the near the top middle of the screen, you'll see this, like, is it pachinko? I think it's pachinko game. And whenever someone follows or donates, there's like a few coins that drop down the pachinko, and because he donated, that silver coin there at the bottom made it into the basket. So congratulations, your pachinko coin made it into the basket. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So yeah, as you can see, I have kind of a new persona character. She's basically like Aelwyn, but more dragon-esque. Like, it's kind of a mix of Aelwyn's dragon and human forms. So this is kind of my, like, YouTube persona, VTuber persona, I guess you could say. Even though she doesn't move quite yet. Maybe someday she will. I'd love to have a VTuber avatar for her at some point, but for now, she is a beautiful little picture at the corner. Just pretend she's moving and pretend my voice is coming out of her. Alright, so first things first, this program is called 3D Coat, and 3D Coat is a 3D editing software. You can do modeling and sculpting and stuff in here, but I mostly do that stuff in Blender. What I use 3D Coat for is for texture painting, because I think it's the best program to do hand-painted textures in. It's great because you can paint right onto the model. Instead of painting just on this flat texture sheet right here in Photoshop, you paint right onto the model. So it makes it, you can easily already immediately see how it looks as you're working. So let me tell you a little bit about our cow, our little space cow. Why does he have that big thing on his back? Well, let me tell you. So, basically on the planet in which this game takes place, it is called the planet of Flutica, and on this planet, it kind of has a lifeblood to the planet. The planet's lifeblood is this stuff that's called, like, 0G nectar, And it's basically the nectar that flows through all of the plant life. It even flows through the earth and streams and rivers. And this nectar allows things to become zero G or have lighter gravity to it. So a lot of the creatures on this planet use this nectar to be able to fly around. But this particular creature, which is the pod cow, likes to slurp up the nectar out of the flowers with its long tongue and store it in these big like pods on it, like a camel. It's almost like a camel cow, basically, because camels store water in their humps. So this thing stores that zero G nectar in its big hump here. And however, it doesn't really use it to use zero G. It just uses it as a like nutrition source. And yeah, and that's why they have is 6 legs too, is because they're kind of insect-like. And they also need the extra support to hold up all of the heavy weight of the nectar. So that's kind of the idea behind it. I will probably write a little bit more at some point about how it works. But, so let's get started painting. So the first thing I did here was make my first layer, which is the base color layer, where I just took what are going to be my base colors and I used the paint bucket tool to bucket them on and then just painted on this top kind of scaly part. Next thing I have to do now is start adding in the shadows and highlights as well. We're gonna start doing, I mean, if you watched any YouTuber doing streaming, then you'll know what painting looks like. Well, any art streamer, sorry. Any art painting streamer. We're gonna do a process similar to what they do, except on a 3D model. It's pretty fun. Well, Katrina, 3D modeling is very fun to learn, and it's also very frustrating to learn. But there's so many YouTube video tutorials out there. Specifically, I recommend Blender, of course. Please learn Blender if you are interested at all. There's a lot of great tutorials. Oh, for my Pony OC, I'm not really going to be using her anymore because I'm not really involved in the fandom anymore. I'm off to doing my own projects and my own, yeah. Cowmel. Oh, I do still use Photoshop, but I don't know for how long I'm going to continue to use Photoshop because I've been a little bit suspicious of Adobe's practices, let's say. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep using Photoshop and Premiere and Audition. I might have to find alternative programs. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start painting this big red part right here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my wand tool. It works just like the wand tool in Photoshop and other programs. It specifically selects the color that you want to be selected. And now that's all frozen, so I'm going to invert the freeze so everything is frozen but the place I want to paint so that I don't accidentally get the paint on the other sections. So I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call it paint layer. And let me go ahead and mess with my colors a bit. Darken it a bit, saturate it a bit. And this will be our shadow color. And then I'm going to make a soft brush, opacity, pressure. And I'm going to turn the shading onto flat shade. So I don't see the shadows. Now, one way to start is just by going in and starting to put the shadows in, but something that's also good to do is to bake in shadows. Which I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, actually. Calculate occlusion. And this will kind of bake some shadows onto the model that are good ways to get started as a guide. Kind of helps you visualize where you need to paint in. I'm gonna put that under my paint layer. Oh wait, oops, this must go up here. This goes Up here. There we go. Alright, now let's get started painting. After I refreeze what I need to be frozen. Anyway, you guys are always able to ask questions in the chat if you want. If you want to ask about my game or just random other stuff, let me know. But I won't be accepting questions about MLP stuff because, again, I'm just not interested in the fandom anymore. I'm completely trying to get out of it. Not that I'm like against the fandom or anything. I just want to kind of separate from myself from it now and have my own brand. Oh, alternative art programs. I actually do have Clip Studio Paint. I just need to get around to learning it. Because learning new programs can be just really... it can be a pain sometimes. See, I think I'm gonna make the shadows a bit purple. Let's make some purple shadows instead of reds. So we get some color variation in here. If you look at my character, you might be able to tell that my favorite color is red. Yeah, I like red, and I do like mixing red and blue together. Like red and turquoise are my favorite colors. Also, let me know if the music is too quiet or too loud. So you see, the way I unwrapped the character is I made it so that it's mirrored. It's mirrored. So whatever I paint on this side will automatically be painted on this side as well. This makes it so I save space on the... oh, music could be a bit louder. All right. Let me know if this is too loud. Let me know. Honey Drop asks, understandable, what about the Dragon Queen book? Dragon Queen is still under maintenance. That's probably, again, my most favorite and beloved project. And that's the reason I'm rewriting it, because I originally wrote it in high school. And so I have a lot of stuff I want to rewrite on it and make sure is not necessarily perfect, but as perfect as I can make it. So Dragon Queen is a long-term project, which I'm going to very occasionally update you guys on, because right now Mariposa and that game is my more immediate project that I feel like can help me get the funds I need to get more of my stuff off the ground. That kind of thing. So yeah, Dragon Queen is going through a slow but will happen reboot, I'm afraid. Going through some growing pains, and mostly as I get better at art too, because I want my art to get to a much higher level to really execute Dragon Queen to the way I want it to be. Oh, I know about Ginja Ninja. Oh whoa, I know about her, yeah. She made a good tutorial on how to use CSP and the Clip Studio Paint. Oh yeah, I should give that a look, yeah. Thank you. I gotta distance myself from Photoshop at some point, because it's so expensive, oh my gosh. So expensive, every year. And Blender is free. Blender, I love Blender. Blender is amazing. And the program I'm using right now, 3D Coat, it was $90, but it's full use. You get full use of it for 90 bucks, which might seem a lot at first, but compared to Adobe, my gosh, it's cheap, because you get it forever. That I don't object about. I don't object to that at all. Even if the program is expensive, if you get it forever, that's fine. Will we get a Dragon Queen reference in Mariposa? Probably. Probably. That would be fun. Maybe I'll have like a copy of the book, the original book, like on Mariposa's bedside stand or something. That might be funny. I'm definitely gonna put some cute Easter eggs in, though I have to make sure, of course, that I don't go the route of certain other YouTube developers where they focus on Easter eggs instead of the actual game. So I have to kind of curb my enthusiasm about Easter eggs, even though I have so many ideas of little Easter eggs I want to put in. I have to be careful. I have to focus on the development of the game first, and Easter eggs come at the end. So you see here, I'm trying to kind of exaggerate the volume of the character and make sure all these little shadows are coming in to help, you know, show off the volume. Painting is a fairly lengthy process. I wouldn't say it's too long, but depending on the character, it can take a day or two, or 3. It really depends, but for these animals, I can usually do it in about a day. But there's a lot of layering and painting that goes into it. And of course you have to kind of learn how to do it first, which also is a learning process. I'm constantly learning and having to learn new things, how to render new things, how to paint things. But it's so fun to learn sometimes. And other times it's frustrating, of course. I'm gonna start getting some volume around the eyes. Wow, we've got a lot of people in here today. Welcome, everyone. A lot of good conversation going on. RT asks, any tips about publishing a book? Well, the way I did it was I was self-published it through Amazon. So if you go through Amazon and go through their self-publishing process, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like they kind of tell you everything you really need to know about on Amazon about how to do it. But at the same time, I don't really necessarily like Amazon, but it's kind of it's the cheapest way to be a self-published author. However, if you are maybe like don't like Amazon, don't morally want to use Amazon, then there are other websites that are do book printing services for you, and you upload like a PDF of your book to their website, and they'll give you like a quote on how much it'll cost to print a certain amount. And of course, it always costs you save more money when you print more books, because the more books you print, the more the cost per book will go down. That's why we buy things in bulk. You can also ask your local bookstores if you want to have your book sold there. I currently have my book selling at a bookshop in Galveston. Spectral Lakes sells in Galveston. Mathia Canvas asks, what kind of platform do you see Dragon Queen animated if it gets an animated adaptation? Oh my gosh. Honestly, I've thought about that a bit, and I think 3D would be best because of the dragons and the complicated outfits. As much as I would prefer 2D for some of maybe the facial animations, a lot of the character designs I'm making for Dragon Queen are really complicated and have a lot of like patterning and stitching and scales in particular for the dragon. So I feel like 3D would be the only real option to get that type of detail in. If Dragon Queen ends up becoming like a action adventure game, that would be even more perfect. Like if Mariposa takes off and I end up doing gaming stuff more than book stuff, then I can use my writing for my books and kind of translate that into more of a game type experience, because I think it'd be really fun to play as Dragon Aelwyn, and then maybe she can transform to her human form and use magic spells and stuff. That seems like it'd be really fun and have a lot of potential for an action adventure game. And you could like do combos where you transform like mid combo and add on to the combo with your dragon form or magic. That seems like it'd be really fun. Of course, that's a far-flung future idea, but let's see. I've got a lot of my shadows laid in here, so now let's go ahead and blend some of these shadows together. Do some blending. Dreaming Destiny, yeah, I was thinking a little bit about Dragon Prince too. Dragon Prince works pretty well in 3D. There are some complaints I have with the 3D in Dragon Prince, specifically some of the frame rate choices and some of the design choices, but overall I think they do a good job of utilizing the fact that it's a 3D show. Like, you'll notice on a lot of the character designs, they have like complicated patterns on their outfits that you wouldn't be able to do for a 2D character, because it'd be too much of a pain to draw. So they're able to get away with having more complicated character designs, which is super cool. I would say that personally, I don't prefer 3D or 2D. I think both of the mediums are good in their own ways if they're used properly. So certain stories and certain themes can be more suited to certain mediums. Your medium is important, and no medium is inherently better than another. It's just about execution and how well it fits. I've definitely warmed up to 3D more now that I'm, you know, doing 3D. And I'm appreciating the work that goes into it even more. So I'm not the type of person that like wants to bash on, you know, movies just because they're 3D or something like that. But also I understand why people do that, because they want to see more 2D movies. And I agree. I think there's a certain lack of it. It's good to have variety and mixes of the two. But at the same time, I couldn't really see Moana being in 2D because specifically of Maui's tattoos. That would have been just absolutely insanely hard to do in a 2D environment. Maui's design wouldn't have worked in a hand animated movie. So in that case with Moana, especially with some of the water 3D as well, the 3D worked really well with giving those beautiful water effects. The medium helps a lot. Now as for something like Frozen, I think Frozen could easily have worked in 2D. There would still have, of course, have been challenges with the ice and effects and stuff, but it would still be completely doable. Maddie asks, how is Spectral Lakes coming along? I absolutely love the first book and I read it all the time. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Book 2 is like half done. Book 2 of Spectral Lakes is half done. And of course I've been, you know, stopping and going on it because of all these other projects I've got going on, but Spectral Lakes Book 2 is coming for sure. Green Machine, what are your favorite artistic trends, like adding weighted lines or doing that thing where the sclera melts into the eyelashes? I don't know. I think the line art is super important. I really like good line art. I've been watching Demon Slayer recently because one of my friends really wanted me to watch it. And I think one of the things that impresses me the most about the animation of that show is not just some of the, you know, obviously there's moments that people definitely like to pick out in terms of the beautiful animation, but I really think the line weight in that show is really cool, and you've got like these thick outlines on the characters. It kind of adds this sense of quality and volume to the characters that really help sell their place and weight in the world. Yeah, agreed. I do like Demon Slayer, but I'm still a little like waiting to really like it. I've seen the whole first season. Maybe the movie will help sell me on it a bit more. Like, I'm slowly being won over by it, but I feel like it's still not super grabbing me. Like, I'm still not super into it. I feel like there's some weak writing choices in certain areas, but that's just my personal opinion. I can definitely see why people like it a lot. It's also a big shame what happened to Promised Neverland, because I absolutely adored the first season of Promised Neverland. And then I heard that season 2 was going so downhill, so instead I read the manga, and now I'm like, I'm not even gonna watch season 2 after I heard what happened in season 2. So our little alien cow has segmented limbs because he's kind of a insect-like cow. So he's gonna segment his head off here. We're gonna have some segments on the limbs as well. I have not seen Ben 10. I unfortunately did not grow up with it. I don't really know why. I guess I just never really watched it. I was a Kim Possible type, and Kim Possible, SpongeBob, and Jimmy Neutron kind of kid. Oh, and My Life as a Teenage Robot. I really liked that one too. Oh yeah, I also started watching Kid Cosmic. It's really cute so far. I've seen like 2 episodes. It seems a little more of like a kids show, which is fine. It's just I don't know if I will get like invested in it or not, because it's a little more of a kids show, and that's fine. Just I don't know if I would get like watch the whole thing all the way through. Oh my goodness, my thoughts on Raya and the Last Dragon. I have a lot of thoughts on Raya and the Last Dragon, and unfortunately most of them are not positive. I didn't really enjoy the movie that much, and I got kind of bored watching it. I watched it in theaters with my dad, and like, I don't know, it bored me quite a bit. It was weird because it was like, it was fast-paced and yet slow-paced at the same time. Like, it was super fast-paced and yet slow. I don't really know how to describe it. But I definitely think it would have worked better as an animated series. I probably would enjoy it more as an animated series. But even though the pacing was an issue, my biggest issue was with the dragon's dialogue. Well, it wasn't even just the dragon's dialogue. Everyone's dialogue in general was way too modernized, and it seriously took me out of the movie. It's like they were going for Avatar The Last Airbender type jokes without landing it like Avatar does. Even then, I think The Last Airbender has some pretty dud jokes in it, but it's still an extremely charming series. And there are some legitimately funny moments. But this movie had way more duds than it needed to have. I just didn't find it funny. And if they didn't, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because not everything has to be a comedy. I heavily disagree that everything has to have like comedy in it. But the issue is that the comedy didn't work, so therefore the tone didn't work properly. They had all these modern-ish type jokes in this extremely fantasy setting that needed to have immersion in it. There wasn't enough immersion because of those jokes. And I couldn't take the dragon character seriously. I mean, people complain about her design, and I'll admit I didn't mind her design at first. Like when I saw the promotional art and stuff, I was like, okay, it's a cute dragon. All right, that's interesting. I'll reserve my judgment to when I see the movie to really sell myself on the design. But then her voice didn't match with the design, her character didn't really match with the design, and most importantly, the design did not match with anyone else around her. Her design stuck out like a sore thumb. If the humans were also designed to be more cutesy and big-eyed, then it would work, but they weren't. That's the issue. The dragon needed to fit with the characters around her, and she did not, which made her just stand out so much as if she was a My Little Pony character in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Personally did not like the movie very much, even though visually it was beautiful. Cactus juice, it'll quench you. I have seen a couple seasons of My Hero, but I am not caught up. I need to continue watching. I just kind of accidentally dropped it because I was just watching other stuff, but I need to get back and catch up with it because I do like the show. You're making me want to see this train wreck. It's just boring. And I'm a person that likes Disney movies, you know. I like watching Disney movies. I think they're great, most of them. But this one just did not appeal to me, and I really wished it would because it had that adventurous type of feel. But yeah, her human design works. I like how unique the face is on the human design. But it almost felt like the human design didn't match with the dragon design. It was like, the human design was like quirky, and you know, she's got those like kind of big teeth. It's cute. But then her dragon design doesn't follow through with that idea. It's sad. My favorite character in Avatar is probably Zuko for obvious reasons. Best character development. Best character, in my opinion. Let's see, what should I do next? I'm gonna unfreeze. I'm gonna invert selection. Let's start working on up here. I don't know if I want to go that purple. My commissions are not currently open, just because I have got so much stuff to work on right now, but I will let you guys know if they ever open up. Anyway, I guess to sum up the problems of Rhea in one word would be, well, not one word. Let's see. How many words? 3, lack of immersion. Or, no, 2, immersion breaking. There we go. Immersion breaking. Because that was what the dialogue was in a nutshell. Immersion breaking. They did not talk as if they came from this interesting, cool fantasy world. They talked like teenagers from our world. No, thank you. But I can see why people enjoy it. There are some cool stuff to it, especially visually. Whoa! Hello, hello! Raven1X. Hello there, Incros. Help us help you. I wish I can stay, but military is calling me on duty. Keep up the great work and the awesome job. Thank you so much! I think one of your coins also landed in the pachinko box. Congrats. You win! You win my gratitude. Thank you. Have you seen anything on Battle for Azeroth? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I don't play World of Warcraft anymore. I did play it for a while, but didn't get like super into it, mostly because of the combat system. I found the combat just a little bit boring, but I do like the idea of it a lot, and I like a lot of the art design of it quite a bit. I've thought a while about getting back into it, but just haven't had the time. And I've heard Final Fantasy 14 is really good. So if I ever get back into an MMO, it'll probably be Final Fantasy 7. Not Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 14. But Final Fantasy 7 is good too. Let's do these little... It's almost got like an armadillo face. That's cool. Do I still play TF2? Here and there, if I feel like it. I mostly play League of Legends as my multiplayer, but I play other stuff on and off. Like I used to play Rainbow Six a lot. But TF2 is a little weird these days. It's filled with a lot of bots, and those can really ruin the game quality, unfortunately. Still a legendary game, but in a little bit of dire straits at the moment. Drawing while watching a stream, very nice. It always feels good to draw while watching someone else stream drawing. Feels cool. Cozy. We're listening to the Hat in Time relaxing music compilation at the moment, by the way, if anyone is interested. It's like, because I'm working on my game, might as well have some music on for one of my favorite games that helped to inspire this game. Katrina asks, what kind of video game would you prefer to play? A video game with an excellent story but blah gameplay, or a video game with excellent gameplay but a blah story? Oh, I've played both of those before. I would say like a gameplay that has excellent gameplay but a blah story is something like Ghost Runner. That is a fairly recent game. I think it was last year that it came out. It has incredible hard gameplay. Where you're basically like this cyber ninja. Think of like Genji from Overwatch, but turned up to 11. But the story is fine. It's whatever. It's okay. It's not really that great. But the gameplay makes up for it, mostly. The gameplay is great. And then a game that had a great story, but blah gameplay. Let's see. Let me think. I know I've played one like that. I'm tempted to say, gosh. I mean, I guess you could say Fallout New Vegas? Or Skyrim, well, not Skyrim. Skyrim is good, but for different reasons. Like, Fallout New Vegas has great story, great writing, but the gameplay is aged and just, Fallout 4 has better gunplay at this point. Oh, now that you said Mass Effect. Yes, Mass Effect, specifically Mass Effect 1, definitely has that issue. Great story, very janky gameplay, but it's fine. And hopefully the Legendary Edition will help polish it up a bit more. 2 has a similar problem. The gameplay still isn't the best in 2, but it's an improvement over 1. And then 3 has the best gameplay, I suppose. I haven't finished 3, but I know the reputation it has. Personally, what I played of 3 I really enjoyed, but I didn't make it to the end, so maybe my opinion would change. I don't know. I think I'm prepared for the ending at this point, though. Like, I'll probably just be meh about it when it happens. When Legendary Edition comes out, that'll probably when I go back and finish all of them. I finished 1 and 2, but yeah. Tally and Garrus are my favorite characters. I don't think that's an uncontroversial opinion at all. I think most people think the same way. I also adore Femship. The Last of Us? Yeah, I can see that. A lot of people do not care for The Last of Us's gameplay, and that's perfectly fair. When I played it, I liked it well enough. Personally, I prefer Uncharted. And I didn't play Last of Us 2. Personally, I did not like anything I saw from it. First game is good though. Normie. Normie? Why did you call me Normie? What on earth could possibly be Normie about anything I'm saying right now? But yeah, Uncharted 1 definitely has that issue of good story, meh gameplay. Uncharted 1 is a good game, but the shooting mechanics have not aged well. They're fine. They work okay. Yeah, I guess you could say that about most point-and-click adventure games. You don't really play point-and-click adventure games for the gameplay. I mean, some might. Sometimes they have some good puzzles in them, like Professor Layton and stuff. Does Phoenix Wright count as... Yeah, I guess Phoenix Wright counts as a point-and-click. Phoenix Wright is great. Love it. I need to play more of it. The less said about Mass Effect Andromeda, the better. Did you like the Halo games? Okay, so the thing is, I didn't... Wait... Oh, I just love Garrus and Tali. Look, I'm Icarus. I'm so not Normie. Literally after I said that, I said that's a completely non-controversial opinion because everybody pretty much has that opinion. That I'm not saying that I'm not Normie. I'm saying that that is the Normie opinion. Anyway, back to the question. Do you like the Halo games? I'm surprised I didn't see you in the rest of them. I've played one Halo game so far, and that is Halo Reach, and I played it this year because I got gifted the Halo Master Chief Collection. And I played with a friend through Halo Reach, and that was the campaign was definitely shorter than I expected it to be. But the reason I never played Halo growing up was because, oh! Thank you so much, Electro Kraken, for your $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Let's see if any of your pachinko... Oh no, none of the coins fell. Well, in any case, thank you so much. What ESRB rating are you shooting for with Mariposa and the Galaxy Man? Probably a T for teen, in the same vein that Psychonauts is, because Psychonauts is a game that kids can play, but it has a lot of humor that is, like, it has some, like, fairly dark humor and some kind of off-the-wall jokes that give it the T rating, and that's kind of where I want to be in that niche of being able to have some kind of like dark jokes and a bit of a dark subject matter, to get more of the teen rating, but I definitely don't want it to be rated M. The law requires I say nothing. But going back to Halo, I had an Xbox as my first console, but I was so young when I had it that I wasn't really able or capable to play Halo because it was the first time of me playing video games. Like, I owned Star Wars Battlefront 2. Oh! Thank you, MikeRook247, for the $5 super chat. Bam! Free $5. Thank you so much. Let's see if your pachinko... Ah, darn. Did one of them get in? I didn't see. In any case, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All of you guys helping support my game, thank you so much. But on Xbox, when I owned it as my first console, I had Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic. But I was such a small brain child, and it was my first console, that I was not able to get through any of them. I was not able to finish them. Like, I would mess around in Battlefront 2 and just kind of run around the battlefield as Mace Windu on one of those, the Geonosis mission. But then when I played, Star Wars The Old Republic, I could only get through, like, the prologue mission when you're on the ship, and then you get down to the planet, and I got stuck after that. I didn't know what to do. So I don't think I would have been able to get through Halo at that point anyway. And I ended up trading my Xbox for a Nintendo DS Lite, and that's when I started to really, like, understand how to play video games, was by playing New Super Mario Brothers and some of the other DS games on there, like, what else did I play as, like, some of my first games? Super Mario 3D, Mario 64 for 3DS. Mario 64 for DS. That was probably one of my favorite games at the time. And inspired my love for 3D platformers, which continues today with the fact that I'm developing a 3D platformer. A contrast between cute graphics and T-rated content sounds interesting. You'd be surprised. That's the fun of being an indie creator. Like, Undertale, I would say that a lot of the tone I'm going for is, like, not necessarily tone, but, like, content is, like, a mix between, probably Psychonauts would be the biggest inspiration, but also Undertale kind of has that, where, like, the Undertale has, like, these cute characters, but then there's, like, some pretty emotional scenes and dark content in it. So it's more of that Undertale type of thing, where it's not, like, mature, it's just got dark topics that kids can still understand. but ultimately the message of the game is about relationships and traveling the universe and helping animals and people. So it's overall got a positive message, but there will of course be danger and some dark topics. But of course, we are extremely early in development, so you guys will see more stuff as time goes on. But part of the fun, again, of being an indie creator on YouTube is that I'm able to share this long game dev journey with you all. And that can be really fun. Can't do that when working at a studio. You're not allowed to talk about that kind of stuff. Thank you, Tabitha. Have a good night. Oh, this game will have some twists. Twisty. Oh yes, Illuminara's story will probably be... Illuminara's story will come near the end of the game, and that will be like on the final planet, so that's gonna have, especially because she comes from a cyberpunk type world, her story is a bit darker. Mike247 coming through again with the $2 super chat. Extra money because Mario 64 DS is underappreciated. Thank you so much, Mike. And you got 2 coins in the pachinko bucket. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support on my video game. Oh, but yes, I should definitely mention the guy who called me a normie, Caius Nelson, in the chat. He's the one that is our lead programmer on the game. Without him, this game could not exist. So definitely give him some love. Check out his channel. He's working on a few games of his own design that are really cool looking. If you're interested in RPGs or movement shooters like Doom, check him out. And he's also got Unreal Developers Tools kits as well, which if you would like to make your own video game are perfect tools to start with. Whether you would like to make a platformer or an RPG. So definitely check him out. I didn't know people hated Mario 64 DS. Do people hate that game? I'm confused. Isn't it just like a port that adds stuff? I will definitely play through the main Halo games. Since I have the Master Chief Collection, I'm gonna end up playing through them. And hopefully get into the multiplayer as well. Because I do have an appreciation for the legacy they have left on the gamer community. I wish I'd had the chance to experience them earlier in my life, so I have more of a nostalgia for them, but the fact that I get to experience them at all is still a good thing. I am still working on Dragon Queen, yes, but it is on a hiatus because it is still in the update phase, the reboot phase, and I'm really happy with how the reboot's coming along so far. But the reason it's on a hiatus is because it's really hard to make money from books. I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to make money from self-publishing. It's very hard to get your book out there and promote it, and I haven't been able to really. Same thing with Spectral Lakes. I love writing them, but self-publishing books is unfortunately extremely hard to make a living off of. Very hard. And I've been trying so hard to like get my stuff out there, but haven't been able to really get it to work out quite yet. So Mariposa, the reason why I'm going so hard on working on Mariposa right now is because it's way easier to market and get people interested in an indie game, because it has interactivity to it. It has, you know, lots of visuals, and you get to make these cute models and animations and gameplay to show off. So it's much easier to promote and get a following off of as compared to writing indie books. So Spectral Lakes is still being worked on, and Dragon Queen is still being worked on, but they're a bit on of the side projects right now because it's so much harder to have them take off fandom-wise and social media-wise. So that's why I'm focusing on Mariposa right now. That's just the plain bare bones of why. Because I have to be able to make a living somehow. And still, I'm not like making a living off of what I'm doing right now. I'm making 3D models and character art for my mom's company, and that's how I'm getting my months. Would you adapt Spectral Lakes into 2D or 3D animation? Spectral Lakes, when I first concepted it, was supposed to be like a 2D animated series. But of course I didn't have the budget, nor... I pitched it to Adult Swim and I pitched it to Frederator, but none of them wanted it because they wanted a comedy series. So because mine was a horror drama series, they didn't want it. So unfortunately, I was unable to get it picked up by anyone, and so I had to make it a book instead. But even then, I messaged like hundreds and hundreds of bye RT. I messaged hundreds of book literary agents in order to try to get my books published by an official book publisher, but no one wanted it either. They told me that Spectral Lakes was too short for a young adult series, so it couldn't get published there either, unfortunately. So now I'm trying doing an indie game and see how that works out. If I'm able to get a following and make a living from there. It's really hard being an indie creator online. It feels like you have to fight the algorithms constantly, and if you can't have something blow up, then you will never be able to have a living off of your dream. Oh, thank you, Savannah. What do I think of Horizon Zero Dawn? I quite enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn. Literally, I love like the gameplay of it. I love the world. I love the visual design so much. Literally my only... Oh! Thank you so much, Emma, for your $5 super chat. Do you have any advice for an aspiring author / illustrator? You're such an inspiration. Thank you so much. There's so much advice that could be given that I might have to ask you to like narrow it down to a specific question when it comes to advice. But I guess in general, I would say just always keep trying to improve. Specifically, always keep looking for other artists to act as your inspiration, and keep finding like expand your creative consuming. Like if you're someone who only watches kids cartoons or only watches specific genres of anime, I would encourage you to just expand your creative horizons and look at different fields in creativity, and specifically expand your visual dictionary by researching into artists, historical artists, modern artists, into fashion design of different eras, into landscape paintings, into even just historical moments in history, and continuing to help your visual dictionary grow so that you can pull inspiration from many different sources, which will make your artwork seem more unique and original. Because if the only thing that you get inspired by is something that is one thing that is niche, your artwork and what you make will not seem very unique at all. For example, if the only thing you watch and pull creativity from and inspiration is isekai anime, what you make will not seem very unique or interesting if everything you pull from is from a specific genre. So I would say to be very careful and just keep looking and keep searching for new things to be inspired by, and mash that stuff all up together into your personal creation. Let's see, our music ended. Let's find something else to listen to, something that is not copyrighted. Let's see. Okay, next we're going to listen to the Ina Web Core Internet Core playlist, which is inspired by the Ina web series on YouTube, which I highly suggest you guys check out because it's really cool and very unique and interesting and gives you specific interesting feelings. It's not for everyone for sure, but oh, oops, okay, I accidentally refreshed it. All right. Let's go back to painting our cow. You see how I've been painting in the nose and everything? Let's go ahead and take off our wireframe so we can see it better. See, now it's almost looking like an armadillo cow. So you can add these little details to make it not just feel like a normal cow creature, but it has a little bit more uniqueness to it. Gonna mash up our creatures a bit. Is it Ina or Enna? I think it's Enna. Moody, look, an alien! I think I've seen that animation, yeah. Yeah, Alien movies' visual design is very unique because of the artists working on it, yeah. And they pulled from, yeah, that type of biochemical look to give this very eerie designs. Oh wait, the reflection wouldn't be there. Oops. Here. I've been getting a lot into listening to weirdcore playlists. They just give this indescribable feeling. I love it. I have seen the latest Enna episode. It's great. How do I pet the cow? Well, Buster, you pet the cow by patting it very nicely. Oh my gosh! Whoa! NitroGlitch45 donated $100 and said, some writers make wallpaper from their rejection letters. You're clearly extremely talented. Please keep it up. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's gonna help support me so much. Thank you. That's incredible. I love it. Thank you so much. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. I need to take a minute here. Dang. Thank you so much. A red super chat. My favorite color. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Should we have the reflection color be purple or pink? Let's see. Let's try more of a purple. I'll work on that one later. For now, let's take a look at some of the blue. I want to have it look like it's like a jelly in a jar. It's the nectar that's inside. So I'm gonna kind of go for a blue, a little bit more on the purple side. Dark. Thank you again. And look at your gold coins won the pachinko machine as well. Heck yeah. I should hope so. Pachinko machine. Hey, at least it's not Konami pachinko machine. Alien cow jelly. This jelly, I'll probably have to like... Alright, Maddie. Hope you have a good night. Thank you for watching. I will probably end in like 15 minutes or so. Just a nice about hour long stream. Is it blueberry flavored? It would probably taste quite good. It would taste very good to people who live on Fletica or Fletican aliens, but I'm unsure how good it would taste to anyone who's not Fletican. Probably not that great. Their bodies aren't equipped to handle 0G nectar. Who knows? Maybe it's toxic to them. That's something I'll have to think about. Or maybe they can eat it, but more of something that's been diluted or artificially flavored. Who knows? So what's this for again? So this is a character, little animal creature that is going to be wandering around the hub world of a game I'm working on called Mariposa and the Galaxy Man. There's more info about that game on my channel. I have a video that's titled like Mariposa and the Galaxy Man. It's like it has a pink alien girl on the thumbnail, and it introduces the whole idea of the game and why I'm making it. The whole concept behind it. So if you want to check it out, feel free. So the reason I'm putting like the dark stuff right here is because with stuff that's semi-see-through, the light bounces off it a bit differently. Alright, let's thank you, Savannah. Thank you for coming. Have a good night. I guess you could say this is more of a armadillo cow camel. Armadillo cow camel. Aw, thank you, Lancer. Yeah, drama can definitely be a doozy. It's so, you can even get sick of drama pretty quick and just need an escape. Any kind of internet drama can sometimes just be overwhelming and not fun. Sometimes you just really need to mentally take a break and relax. Other times it can be pretty fun to be part of it, to investigate the drama, but you know, pick and choose stuff, and if it's not making you, if it's making you anxious and giving you fear, then be careful about how much of it you consume. Because sometimes what you consume really can do a number on your mental health, and sometimes it's good to just take a break from the internet and really refocus on what's important in your life. Be it your spirituality, your mental health, your physical health, all that kind of good stuff. Electro asks, how big is the icy sea monster from your game? I actually do have a size comparison of the two. Let me see if I can open that up. Oh, wait, no, I can't at the moment, because, anyway, the sea monster creature is pretty big compared to Mariposa. I would say, I can't show right now, unfortunately, but, I'll be able to show more footage of the game at some point, and she'll be able to see. Do you have a name for the species of cow alien you're making? I actually don't at the moment. For now, the work in progress name is Pod Cow, but that's not going to be the final name. It'll either be some kind of punny name or something that's more like alien. I like to kind of mix foreign names of different animals and mash them together with foreign names of another animal sometimes. It's fun making names. Let's see, how are we looking so far? Alright, here's our pod cow so far. I might desaturate the pink on the body a bit. We'll see. But this is the progress we've made so far. This is how we started. And this is how we're going. Let's see. Will this, Sophia asks, will this stream be uploaded after the fact? Yeah, I think it should automatically be uh, uploaded to the channel afterwards. I'll try to make sure that it does. Do these cows like being scratched behind the ears? Yes, definitely. Electra asks, what are your influences for the Mariposa game? I have got quite a few of them. First off is other platformers. Specifically, I would cite Psychonauts, Hat in Time, Mario 64, and Sly Cooper. Psychonauts specifically because it has that narrative story adventure game mixed with platformer, which is the thing I'm going for. And as for like other influences that are not games, Constellation, Podcow, Bovinadillo, Arma Bovine, Camaldillo. Yeah, probably something like that. But as for other influences, stuff like, I mean, League of Legends helped inspire the hand-painted 3D art style part. But a lot of the stuff mostly comes from retro aesthetics. Because each planet is based off of a different decade from the 1900s. So a lot of the inspiration comes from literally looking through retro fashion, retro movies, music in particular is a big inspiration. I would say another inspiration is like this idea of cutesy bubble tea type kawaii aesthetic. Like, I call it like bubble tea aesthetic. I don't know if you guys kind of get what I'm talking about, where there's like lots of pink and just rounded shapes, and but also like internet core type of mix with it. Hard to describe. But I would consider the aesthetic theme of Mariposa and Galaxy Man is something I call like bubblegum retrofuturism. Where it's like retrofuturism similar to how Bioshock is retrofuturism and Fallout, except kind of this cutesy bubblegum, bubble tea type of twist to it. So I call it bubblegum retrofuturism or bubblegum sci-fi. I don't know if there's more of a term for it, but yeah. That's the concept. How do you pet the cow? Well, you can either scratch behind the ears, or you can just pat it right here. You can just kind of pat it on the bump, or you scratch it like right here on the nose. They're like getting scratched on the nose, on the snout. They also have like these soft feet pads. They don't really have hooves. They've got like feet pads that are like soft and velvety, like insects kind of. Will there be normal animals in the hub world or just alien creatures? Just alien creatures. Earth animals are taken care of at the rescue center, but there are not currently any Earth animals there. Just alien creatures. But yes, Earth animals do also come in and get taken care of if need be. But I want to have the hub world be filled with alien creatures just because it's more fun and more eye-catching and interesting to go around and see. But Earth animals are canon in this universe, yes, because Earth is canon. Earth is one of the most crowded and popular planets in the galaxy, and also one of the most technologically advanced. Earth made first contact with a lot of planets of the system that had also had achieved space travel. So Earth is kind of cyberpunk futuristic themed while also having 80s influences. I have not watched Babylon 5, but I might at some point. There's a few sci-fi shows I should probably give a look at. Yeah, Earth is the last level. It's the final level. At least that's what's planned so far. Keep in mind that pretty much everything I say might change at some point because it's so early in development. But for now, yes, Earth is planned to be the final world. Achievements planned for speedrunners and 100%ers. I definitely want to have support for speedrunners. And 100%ers? Yeah, probably. That's stuff that'll definitely have to come later in development once everything for the demo that we're working on is mostly done. But I want to have support for that stuff, yeah. Is Earth at its golden age or in a dystopian stage in your series? A bit of both. Like, it depends on where you are in Earth. Like, there are some cities that are like super futuristic, but just like in cities in the real world, even the ones that have a lot of people, and even though they're prolific, there's still there can be a lot of crime, and it can be dangerous. So you have to be careful. I'd say it's at, you know, the best it's ever been technologically, but just like with a lot of cyberpunk media, it's still somewhat of a dystopia in certain places. Oh, thank you, Nitro. How is Earth's relationship with other planets? It depends on the planet. It's generally at fairly good standing with most of them, but this is something I still have to really, like, dive down into and write about. But I'd say that it's on fairly good standing with most planets, but each relationship may be slightly different, especially because they likely met one another differently or different ways. Is the series linked to my novels? No. Mariposa is not linked to Spectral Lakes or Dragon Queen. What are the energy feeding monsters like? That's something I cannot reveal at the moment. And I need to work on it more. But I know mostly what they're gonna be like, but I need to work on it a bit more before I can reveal anything. What are the bubbles on the bottom of the cow? They're just bubbles that also contain nectar. Just extra storage for the nectar. Just like at the top bubble here and the horns. Let me go ahead and give this guy a little bit of pupils here so it doesn't look so creepy. Oh, wrong color. I don't know if I'll have like human-like eyes, but we'll see. I might make them a little more animalistic. Actually, all right. How old is Mariposa? I believe I made her. Let's see, she went through her bachelor's degree, so she's like 22 right now. Yeah, Mariposa's about 22. She just finished her bachelor's degree, and she's gonna be working on, she's thinking about pursuing a master's in veterinary studies. But doesn't know if she wants to do that yet because she's not too great with academics. She's much better with hands-on learning. than technical learning, academic learning. I'm not quite happy with how reddish this looks compared to how pinkish this looks. I might be coming back and changing some of these colors. Oh yeah, Bluebell. Down here in Texas, we sure love Bluebell. Yeah, I'm probably gonna change the eyes. I'm gonna look up cow eyes real quick. Need me some reference. Okay. Hello, Magnaronus Prime. Maybe I won't have pupils. Hello, two-tailed derpy. figure this out. Goats do have pretty creepy eyes. Yes, I have heard Chug Jug with you. I've listened to it way too many times. Have a good evening, Nitro. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Like, really appreciate it. Well, Blender is free, and Blender is what I made this model in. But this program I'm using right now is $90. I think I'm going to go ahead and start ending the stream. We got some great progress. Let's see, so we started out like this. Started out with just flat colors, and we've gotten this much progress so far. Still definitely not done, but it's a start. And what a great stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to do more like of these 3D art texturing, and I can also do maybe some 3D modeling, sculpting type streams as well, let me know. I will hopefully be streaming more often. I would like to. For sure. Alright, good night everyone. Thanks again for coming. This is a really nice stream. This is really fun. Thank you for joining.